What do you think, Rob? You
We
ready?
got 7, yep.
I'd motion to approve the consent items.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I second it.
Andy's got the second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
No resolutions tonight?
No.
Discuss take appropriate action on Doug Fenske's request for food trucks to operate on Main Street in 2023.
My question is did we have any issues this last year with the food trucks?
I never heard anything, Rob.
Nope, I'll just kind of reiterate that I'm still concerned about the visibility issues there, especially with the crosswalk, but other than that.
I'll make a motion to approve it, just the same as last year.
A motion to approve, do I have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second, any other discussion? Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Discuss take appropriate action on road closure for Spooktacular Chamber event on October 28th.
Which is obviously Friday. This was, and this is kind of we haven't done it in the past, is that correct, Rob?
I don't believe so. I
But
don't recall if we
after
closed it down last year or not.
Yeah, last year, I'm almost positive it was closed last year.
it was closed, or did we close it at the last minute because of the safety issues?
It's possible we closed it down. I just can't remember. I
So
was-
going forward,
Didn't we do it last year?
We did the Spooktacular, right?
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
there's the safety issues, and so, by closing down, and having the event, you know, having the people go through there and the kids going through the cars and stuff. So what I would propose is if we approve this tonight, that I would put it on my list at the beginning of the year for all of the road closures.
Absolutely.
So I just need a motion to.
So is that a motion then, Glenn?
Yes, so moved.
I'll second.
I got a motion and a second, and, we're gonna add it for next year's calendar right away.
Yep.
Okay? All in favor?
There are gonna be other, it's
Oh.
a Friday night on Main Street, is there gonna be other parking available or what?
It's over by,
Yeah, I put the flyer in your council
Oh, it's
packet.
over by 5:30.
something like that. Don't quote me on that. What does the flyer say?
It doesn't say anything about Main Street, does it? Or is that the?
That's the other one,
From
isn't it?
4:30 to
6 maybe?
6.
4:30 to 6.
Oh, trunk or treat is at Faith Lutheran.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the
Downtown
downtown thing is one
trick or
thing, and then
treat
there's
is
4 other
4:30 to
things
6.
going on.
Yep, 4:36.
Yeah, I guess if it's over 6, probably not a big deal.
Okay. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Discuss take appropriate action on assigning parcel 17.577.0140 104 Gage Avenue and parcel 17.577.0150 106 Gage Avenue.
And is everybody familiar with that location? That's the
Yeah.
2 open lots over by Core. Josh Henry currently owns them and is selling them, and there'll be a single-family home built on the 104 Gage Avenue Southeast.
I'll make a motion to approve those address assignments.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second, do I have any other discussion? Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Discuss take appropriate action on recommendation from the Personnel Committee for the 2023 through 2025 union contract renewal for city staff.
Personnel Committee, you want to answer any questions from the council?
Here's what happened, as we did a couple things when we went to union negotiations. We discovered that our step and grade in the city of Madelia was still coherent to the previous administrator. So they had,
Actually, it goes way, way back.
it goes way back. Anyhow, it was all screwed up, so we had personnel that weren't in a even pay raise, and pay equity was getting out of line due to the differences in the pay scale and the chart. So between the union, Andy and Chris and some other helpful people, it's all in line now. This proposal, if we didn't approve anything, it was 77.
77,000 for the next 3 years of an increase. Once we restructured the scales, it went to 78,000. But it's a uniform scale with the progressions at an exact formula in each one, along with between the positions, there's a formula in that also. So it's all uniform.
So it mirrors something like a military chain, so your points also give you and it also puts everybody not only in the union side, but the non-union side, they'll all line up in pay equity. So when we do our pay equity study, that brings everybody in line.
Andy, do you wanna add anything?
I think it's, something that probably should have been done 30 years.
Well,
Yeah.
that's funny you mentioned that. My question is, how come we haven't done this before?
Well,
It was,
I thought we have though, I thought we had to start stretching them up there even when Jane was here.
I don't know, I mean, when I
no,
took.
this was some weird steps, like there was like for instance, the water manager job had a pay increase at like 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, and then at 22 years or something like that. I mean, where it just didn't make any sense. So now they're all uniform. It's all gonna end up in the personnel policy so that you can just, if you ever have a question, well, when's my next raise gonna be or whatever,
You already
you
know.
just,
plus you already know where you're gonna, because the last increase is at 10.
right. So then the other thing it'll do is have it so the next time we go into the union negotiations, we can just apply, whatever the rate adjustments are directly to that scale. And then keep the scale uniform, but just adjust the scale upward, or I would assume upward, so that
Instead of recreating the scale,
Right,
that
right.
didn't make sense.
so hopefully this scale is a little more
It's uniform.
sensible and uniform, yeah. But other than that, I think there wasn't much asks. It was all pretty straightforward.
Couple of clothing adjustments
Yeah,
and
clothing allows-
wording on carryover of time.
Yeah, so other than that, I think it's all stuff
But-
that makes a lot of sense.
Some of those mimic the police contract too, is to make that uniform also.
Right. And that's kind of the goal, I think, is just to make sure that all the employees are
Treated equally.
Yes.
as equally as possible.
Is it fair to say that the union, I mean, this is the agreement that you come to with the union, the personnel
Yes.
committee, and the union, so the union
Yeah.
go with it, the personnel committee's go with it.
Right.
So with that, then maybe.
I would entertain a
I make a
motion.
motion that we accept the recommendation from the personnel committee.
I have
Union
mo-
contract renewal.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Do I have any other discussion? Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign, motion carried. Number 8, discuss take appropriate action on insurance agent RFP 23 through 27.
So we received two bids, one from Insurance Service Plus, and that is Mark Scarpo. And the second one that we received was from Medelia Insurance Center, which is Paul Sheldon. Mark proposes that he is leaving the commission rate the same as it's always been, and that's 10% on property casualty and 2% on workers' comp. And I passed out, added things tonight that shows the breakdown of those, amounts. And then Paul Sheldon, provided one that he is proposing that he is dropping his commission down to 6% with 0% commission on workers' comp. So as we look at the differences, in those, between the two contracts, there's about a $4,000 difference with dropping it down to 6%. I do want to note that, Mark, when he presented his proposal, he followed all the instructions within the RFP. Paul did not, so it's basically up to you guys in regards to which way you would like to proceed.
What, I mean, what, did he not, what did Paul not follow? I mean, can you give an example?
Paul obviously just came in with loose papers and just handed it to the staff. And it specifically states that it should be in an envelope contained and sealed, and then with it, City of Madelia licensed insurance agent RFP. And that's how we request all our RFPs coming in case any documentation would get lost. And then the staff knows that it should always be stamped with the date and the time when received, so. And
I'm gonna go with the, cause I believe that we're getting a little bit more, quite a bit more out of Mark. Especially with weekend calls and things along those lines. I'm gonna make a motion for Insurance Service Plus, Inc.
I have a motion for Insurance Service Plus. Do I have a second?
I think there needs to be a little more discussion, and I'm not saying I disagree, maybe one second, it's just we're talking about a difference of almost half, or less than half.
How much more time do you spend,
That's what we need to understand.
how much more
time
do
do
I?
you end up spending with one versus the other? Where you have to do a lot more staff hours.
I believe that I spend less time, Mark is there more often than Paul is in the office. And Mark, seems to be more, reachable and, at all hours and all times. I mean, there was an instance that I sent an email like on a Friday, he answered it over the weekend. The customer service that Mark provides is top notch. He's always there if I ever have a question.
Just so the council's aware, the Madelia Light and Power also has a contract like this, and we always choose the other agent in town since there's only 2 agents. And we're gonna approve rotating at the same rate. So it isn't like, either way, somebody's gonna get some sort of contract through the city.
So my question to you, Andy, for the light plant, is Paul willing to offer the 6% commission?
I don't know, we're with Mark right now, cause you're with Paul. So I guess we haven't gone out request for proposal, but this was gonna be after this decision's made, this is what we're gonna propose, is that the light plant will follow basically the same length of contract, just with the other insurer, as long as there's 2 in town. Now, I don't know, this is, I'd assume, gonna get executed the first of the year.
That's correct.
So, I don't know if, right now we have, probably $3 million worth of substation equipment on order that we will have to insure when it's delivered in 2023. So, that might be part of the discussion, but other than that, it's similar liability insurance. So,
Not to,
So I think it'd be a good move, wouldn't it? We'll go with Mark. Light Plant will go with Madelia Insurance Agency.
Yeah, that'll just
Right.
have to be part of the discussion that we'll have to ensure those things as they're delivered. And Mark's aware of that project now, but if we switch, we'll have to make sure that Paul's aware as well.
Do you, I'm curious, before we make a decision, that if Paul's willing to offer you the 6%, or vice versa, if that is an offer that, I wanna see everybody benefit in this, obviously, so we don't have to make a decision tonight, we can table it and discuss terms further too.
Yeah, if you
Okay,
want.
I'll
I mean-
remove my motion just because it looks like we got more investigation to do and who's gonna ensure what. And
I
So
mean,
then you just want a motion to
Just-
table it?
just motion to table it, yeah.
I think no matter what, we're gonna end up going with, whoever we go with in this room, we're gonna go with the other, was the consensus at the last Light and Power meeting, so I guess, I don't even necessarily, I mean, if the going rate is 10-2, I don't know if he's aware, if both insurance agents are aware that they're gonna receive one contract or the other and cycle it through. I don't even know why, you know,
Yeah, so that's why
unless this is something where we're not gonna, you know, are you thinking you're gonna put it back out, request for proposal every 5 years, or are we just gonna go
every
a
other.
5-year cycle?
And I think that's maybe why we shouldn't table it, and I would like to bring, Chris and you
Yeah,
guys
maybe that
involved
would
in the
be
conversation,
Better.
cause I was not aware of this.
That's kind of, yeah,
Did this
that's,
just come up tonight at your meeting, or has it
no, this
been
was last Monday,
Okay.
but that's what we talked about is mirroring the contract, and then I would assume in the past he's done the same. That's kind of always been the thing, that Medelia Light and from what I understand, Medelia Light and Power went with the other agent,
Okay,
for coverage, and then we were just gonna mirror the contract length.
and now this is, it's a little bit changed, so that's why I wanna make sure that it's consistent and
Okay.
not screwing everything up.
Yeah, so, I mean, maybe we should have a conversation and just see that as long as both agents know. At one point, there must have been 3 agents at
There were
some-
3 at one time.
So then the rotation made,
Who was the third one?
When Leon was across the street, somebody represented Lake Crystal Mutual carried something
Okay.
years ago.
so. I'll make a motion to table it until next meeting.
Oh,
You
Dave
need
got
to-
that,
you
but
need
you
to
can
second.
second it.
Yep, I got the table.
Dave, table it, I'll second it then.
Okay, I got a motion and a second to table it. Any other discussion? No? Citizens communication?
All in favor?
We gotta vote.
Oh, all in favor, I'm sorry.
Aye.
Okay,
Nailed it.
citizens communication. Other than, trick or treating, spooktaculars on, Friday, right?
Yep,
When's trick or treating? 31st?
yep.
Monday?
Monday? Yes, yeah. Okay,
Elections too, just wanna.
and elections are,
We have a meeting until November 14th, so we have elections coming up.
and they're at the Legion
Yep,
from 7 to 8,
yep.
and you can register on site.
This is the last one at the Legion then?
Yep.
Should be the last one at the Legion.
Should get out and vote.
Get out and vote.
Are you still confident in that truth and taxation meeting being at the?
Yeah, we're having it up there, I don't.
We may not be parking on pavement. but
Yeah, you
we'll
might
be up
not be
there.
parking on pavement, but we are having the meeting up there.
Jim, you got anything for a
I
comment?
have to honor it because it's already been put on the tax statements.
December 12th.
December 12th.
December 12th.
Is that a meeting now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep.
Those are my
Do we have
favorite.
one more item tonight?
Which item is that?
The soil correction,
Oh, we didn't add it as an agenda item.
okay.
Okay. Then in that case, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So, I'll second.
Got a motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?